Collector is danda, whereas you say I want actually everyone to be developed, everything like that. How do we reconcile these two things?
Sir, I think the governance, type of governance in India has been changing, sir. So, and also ethical governance is what is promoted among civil servants as well, sir. So, I think having such ethical values is important for current administrative
No,
officers.
the ethical values are important for social workers also. So you can't distinguish there between the both of them,
Yes, sir.
isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Sir, but
The scope is social worker scope is less
Limited,
than a collector.
yes, sir. So, I think
You can serve.
it provides me.
Well, collector only some portion is social worker. There is other things also he does.
Sir, policy formulation is also one such thing.
Yeah,
where,
yeah, but you see, policy formulation, you require varied experience. For social worker, you need empathy, sympathy. That feeling you must actually have, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Rajkumar, you came from jungle area, no? So what about the Naxals problem, Maoist problem? Do you support them?
Sir,
They are fighting for your rights. Fighting for your rights. Do you support them?
sir, I think being from forest area, as you have mentioned, I think taking up arms against state is wrong, sir, because state is also working towards development of people only in that district. So I think having a peaceful dialogue.
But they are arguing that the state is suppressing the rights of the Adivasis. So that's why we are protesting them, protesting their lives, protesting their rights. That's why we are having the arms. That is the argument of a Maoist. So how do you,
Sir,
what is your take on that?
Sir, I think Maoist or Naxalite movement works through violent means, sir. So in this way, they are also harming the civilians they are trying to protect, and the rights of civilians they are trying to protect. So state is providing development and working towards security of the same civilians which the Naxalites are considering, they are supporting, sir.
They are protecting the rights of the local people, indigenous people. See, the Maoists derive their strength because they are convincing the local people, we are fighting for you, for your way of life, for your right to the forest areas and whatever comes usufruct of the forest area. That is how they are actually projecting the case, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That point you have not mentioned. That is why they derive strength from the local people. They have to say what is it that they are giving the local people.
And they are running Jantan Sarkar in Chhattisgarh.
See, they are running a parallel government. Actually, they are still attracting people. They are attracting people still to their ranks. If they are still doing all these things, it means that there is some drawing power in them. Actually, they are able to draw people into their fold.
Yes, sir. Sir,
Or is it only disgruntled people they are able to draw, or educated people they are able to draw?
Sir, I think it is a matter of unawareness among the followers of Naxalite movement, sir. That the government is trying to provide all the services which are required in.
Rajkumar, sorry, most of the Naxals leaders are well educated. The first
They are
generation.
very highly educated.
Highly
in fact,
educated.
most of them came from the
They are
Warangal,
from NIT.
From Warangal NIT.
NIT.
From Warangal NIT. Most of the leaders came from there.
The REC was there building
REC was the-
REC only they provided
Yeah.
all the leadership there.
It was called REC earlier.
Yes, sir. Sir, I am talking about current Naxal movement.
yeah.
sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
He is himself the target of the People's War Group and the Maoists. As a matter of principle, they oppose all Lambadas.
Yeah.
They only support the aboriginals, that is Gonds. So naturally, you are a victim.
Oh, they won't support Lamada?
These are neo-tribals.
Okay, okay.
Actually, they champion only the Gonds. People's War Group was created in 1980s
See, the original inhabitants plus the later inhabitants.
No, they are not later, they lived, but they lived as BCs. The Lambadas have been there in Maharashtra and in Hyderabad since 1940s, but as BCs.
Yes, sir.
Whereas once they were declared in 1976 as tribal,
ST, then totally.
then political power went into that. Khanapur and both two assembly constituencies continuously went only to the Lambadas. So naturally, the gold
Even SP Adilabad.
The ST gave them an advantage of government jobs also.
they monopolized.
Monopolized.
In fact, the teacher recruitment after 1980, not a single Gond became a teacher. It's all Lambadas. Now they don't allow the Lambada teachers to enter the Gond villages. And Gond villages do not have teachers in their government schools. So that illiteracy continues, persists. So it's a very complicated question.
Anyway, now you ask us any doubts, any questions you want to ask us, any advice you require? Yeah.
So 1986 or 85
76 tribals.
86 లో 10th పాస్ అయిన ప్రతి గోల్డ్ వ్యక్తి కూడా టీచర్ గా పోస్ట్ ఇచ్చారు సార్.
కానీ వాడు పనిచేయలేదు, వీళ్ళే చేశారు. See, first of all, there is a cultural difference. They are forest dwellers. These people are not forest dwellers. They are highly skilled farmers. They will fell the forest and convert it into agriculture land. These people,
Actually, these people originally from Rajasthan, they came as migrants and they used to come on bullock carts and they used to come and most of them were actually very good craftsmen. And most of the iron implements, etc., they would actually make. Actually,
And they
there was a
came along
special
with the-
community called Lohars. So Lohars were also from.
when they came with the army of Aurangzeb, the Mughal army, in 1687, they conquered this Qutub Shahis. No? Since then, original capital of Hyderabad state was Aurangabad. It is not. That's how you find a huge chunk of Lambadas in Marathwada and bordering areas. That is Adilabad. Therefore, they have lived there and they are very good in farming, hard working, fair complexion and good in business sense. The Mughal army was fed by them. The army used to go, the provisions, rice, wheat,
That they used to carry
they
actually.
used to carry and sell it for a profit to Aurangzeb. Because he had an army of more than 1 lakh. So thousands and thousands of bullock carts would come.
Yes, for carrying
Along
food
with-
for the army.
Food for the army. So bakra, gekra, they are good business people. So it is a mismatch between a group of people who love to remain primitive because that is the highest form of freedom. The Gonds are not one bit interested in your suits or this or that. They live off the land in the forest happily.
Happily.
They are not actually interested in the present day comforts. Whereas you are a different type.
Ladies actually are more actually into artistic work, everything like that actually.
Okay, but they have given up now. Nobody dresses like a Lambada lady. The earlier Lambadas were very distinctly dressed.
అవన్నీ వేసుకుంటారు కదా.
My
Only
daddy used
teeth,
to-
కొంచెం తాండాస్
only grandmother.
Yes, sir.
కొంచెం తాండాల్లో ఉన్నారు.
You find that MLA of Khanapur, how well dressed she is. Of course, she jumped from BRS to. Is she also a Chowhan?
No, sir. She's Ajmera Rekha Shyam Naik.
Rekha?
Shyam Naik.
Naik. Her son-in-law was SP of Mehbooba.
Why one chief minister of Maharashtra was also.
No, he was not a tribal son. That Naik was. There are all kinds of Naiks. L&T chairman for 30 years was also a Naik.
Gujarat Naik kada.
But he is not a tribal. There are all kinds of Naik, can be anybody. Some can be, but there is a reason why this conflict cannot be solved. Because they are opposing ends. Political power is with the Lambadas. And they don't participate. The Gonds and others are not one bit interested. But they are forest dwellers. This is the same question of Verrier Elvin. Should you leave the tribals untouched?
Yeah.
as they are, like animals in a zoo? Or should you bring them into the mainstream? The moment you bring it to the mainstream, they give up their culture.
Yeah.
They'll start emulating. And then the Sanskritization, Westernization, everything. And their own language is forgotten. It is a big conflict. Anyway.
Any other questions?
Sir,
Yeah.
I had a doubt regarding this name, sir, surname Chowhan. So we are a ST in Telangana, and also there are different kind of Chauhans,
Yes.
Chauhan in Maharashtra,
Yeah.
Rajasthan, Madhya
Yeah.
Pradesh. So how did we get this name, and how are we different from the different other?
Okay, I'll tell you. The original Chauhans are Rajputs or what is called Rajputana, Mewar and other areas, because the Lambadas also were working with them. Like the blacks of America, they inherited the surnames and religion of their masters. They were slaves in the south. In many of these cotton fields, they were bought as slaves from West Africa. And most of them died, but some of them survived. So later, they didn't have any surname. Their original mother tongue was something else. Most of them were Muslims from Nigeria, from Sierra Leone, from Liberia. A group of people, they went back after Abraham Lincoln gave them the abolition of slavery. So they went back and captured power. And that country is called Liberia. Liberia has two conflicts, original aboriginals and those US returned. And US returned fellows dominate Liberia. Anyway, that's a different question. So the surnames are of all types. But basically, you have another surname, Malut,
Yes, sir.
Lotawat, Tiswat, Datwat.
Runawat.
So those are the real surnames. Chauhan is not the real surname.
Achha.
I don't know which is your real
Sir,
surname.
my Mudawat, sir.
So you are actually a Mudawat. Because your great-great-great-grandfather before 1687 must have worked with some successor of Prithviraj Chauhan. He said, "Hum bhi Chauhan hai."
They must have adopted that name.
Because
Actually,
you are fair in complexion
Yeah.
and very tall and well built. You are from Central Asia originally.
Yes, sir.
So you thought, "Arey, when that guy, ordinary fellow is Chauhan, why not me? So aap bhi ban gaye Chauhan."
you see, similarly in Rajasthan, the Bills, for example, Meena, Meena community actually, they were actually very helpful to the Rajput kings, and most of them were Rathors, Chauhans.
These are
Their
surnames of
were
Rajput
totally
surnames.
different. They have one question, they will ask, are you a Rajput? Because Chauhan, they will like to elicit something on that actually.
You can say, we got that surname, but otherwise my real surname is Malut something.
Mudawat.
Mudawat.
Sir, I'm unable to compress the answer in 2-3 points, sir, and also in given time I'm unable to
No,
prioritize.
what I'm saying, you have once or twice you have said, give me a little time, you can take that time and then you can think but first formulate the answer in your mind. First is, if you listen carefully, you will know what is the thrust of the question. So you must understand this question needs this answer. What is the answer I will give to that question? Then you actually think of how to put across. One is, what is the answer? Second is, how you communicate that answer. So that answer can be communicated in more than one way. Which is the way you will choose to actually directly answer.
And in case the interviewing board wants more information, they will ask further. So what happened? So in Asifabad, why is it called Komaram Beam? Something like that they will read. But if they are satisfied with the answer, they go to some other question, artificial intelligence. Or since you are a student of international relations, what is happening in Ukraine or what is happening in Gaza, etc. So,
Since you are from Hyderabad, somebody will certainly ask you about the conflict between the Lambadas
And the Gonds.
and the Gods. So please,
Gonds, Kolams, Nayakpurs, they are all branded as one group. Other than Mathuras. Have you seen the Mathuras? Mathura lady with a stick here.
Yeah.
You never saw Mathuras?
No, sir.
Okay, koi baat, you are not really a forest dweller. That's why you don't know all these things.
My-
So,
my
that is,
background-
they are aboriginals. Whereas you people are not exactly aboriginals. You definitely are as fair as the foreigners who came from Central Asia.
Basically, they were gypsies. And that is why you will find
One group went away to Italy,
actually Italy,
Hungary.
and other places they went. And they speak some sort of Haryanvi. They speak some sort of Haryanvi.
No, they also picked up, in fact, the kind of language that you speak now has a strong resemblance to Rajasthani.
Yes, sir. It is.
So, this language is something that was influencing you for the last 200-300 years. But racially, you are much more, much older, maybe 600-700 years ago. Even pre-Mughals. You came to Rajasthan before Mughals. 1526 is Babur.
Yes, sir.
He came from Uzbekistan. By then, you existed in Rajasthan. And of course, Mughals.
Your answers are by and large good, composed. You answered almost all the points. A little bit of refinement is needed.
You will make it. When is the interview?
Sir, my date has not come out actually.
Plenty of time.
You got plenty of time. Only thing, you brush up your knowledge of these things actually, and make it a point to make notes and keep it so that once you read it, it's easy for you to remember and answer.
Anyway, he was polite enough, his opposition to Maoism was carefully worded around violence. What they do, if they did it without killing, without firearms, most welcome. In accordance with the Constitution of India, then they are as good as CPIM, who participate in elections. Whereas these people boycott, and they encourage people and instigate people to boycott. So they don't believe in parliamentary power, they don't believe in constitution. That's a basic difference.
Sir, I had this question about